how much longer I will never let go. I know it's a one-way track. Tell me now how long this will last. I'm not gonna think this way, nor will I count on others. Close my eyes and feel the burn. Now I see what I've gotta do. Open your heart, it's gonna be alright. Yeah. Open your heart. they come if I don't look back. Give myself a reason for this and that. I can learn, no you turn, wanna stay right here where I'm at. Where I'm at. But I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. Here I am, made it to the end of you. Never had a chance, but I'm around. And now I'll never turn back. I'll never turn that way. No matter how life tries to face me, I'll turn the other way. Now and then, my head starts to spin, but I'll never turn back again. From this moment on, I am moving on, and I'll never turn back. I'll never turn back.
Baby, we live in a world where anything goes. Everybody fighting for the same old thing, but not everything that shines is gold. Take a look into the future. Do you see yourself in a world that suits you? That's why I hesitate before I turn on my TV and spectate all the hate. But even with your eyes closed, it's so plain to see that.
every night I lay awake and I find no conclusion. Cause every night it just stays the same in my dream of an absolution. In the nightlight, do you see what you dream? All your troubles are they or what they seem? Look around you, then you may realize all the preachers are with their lies. And I might know of the future, but then you still control the past. Only you know if you'll be together. Only you know if we shall last.
Hello?
Hello, yes.
It is the Zurich. I live.
It is the who?
The Orange Boy from yesterday.
Which orange boy?
Shit, you're right. There's probably other Orange Boys here.
Hang on, let me take a quick look. Oh, hi, Zero.
Yeah, there we go.
I apologize for Metabang effectively having a seizure. It does not like sharing its CPU usage with other programs.
Amazon Prime video?
No, not yet. I haven't watched anything. Shut up.
I haven't watched the full thing. I don't.
Don't shut up. I haven't watched it all yet. I haven't watched it at all yet. I want to wait until I can pick up Amazon Prime
Kiara, play now.
so we can watch it. Hell yeah. Yes, I am currently playing a DLC for a game I've been wanting to play for quite a long while now.
Awesome. Which DLC is that?
I'm gonna have
It
to.
is DLC for this game called Project Wingman.
Nice.
Yes, I picked it up recently. I was going to pick it up when it was on sale because it came out on the anniversary of the game. And I didn't have enough money. It's like, damn. So I picked it up now for like $30, like for a full game.
That's pretty bloody good.
Yes, I'm playing it right now. I think. Wait, where's my
I
remote
want to
connecting
miss
to
it.
Xbox? No, hang on. Wait.
There's the
connect.
campaign one. She wants to.
Yeah, I put it to a vote. Everyone said draw. So, I'm drawing. I had an idea for a sticker, which I'm working on right now, for Animal Crossing players. They probably know this feeling. The sticker is, oops. The sticker, when it's done, is gonna say, I haven't loaded my island in a while. Now it's full of weeds and roaches.
Every night I will save your life, and every night I will be with you. 'Cause every night I still lay awake and I dream of an absolution. 'Cause every night I will make it right, and every night I will come to you. But every night it just stays the same. I dream of an absolution. And just be what you be. And just be, yeah, all you can be.
I think I might get around to designing some of the Jack and Daxter keychains while I'm here.
So, how long have you been talking? Because my laptop crashed.
I just, well, I tend to go quiet when I'm really focusing on something, but that one sentence right before you asked me how long I was talking, I literally didn't say anything before that.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say my laptop crashed, and I come back and you're talking. I was like, oh no, how long has she been talking?
I get the feel. I didn't mean to spook ya.
I was like, sorry to tell you, madam, but you've been talking to yourself for a full minute. No one heard you.
Nothing I'm not used to, lol.
It's the boy.
Deploy the boy.
Sorry. No, I was looking in general, and Crypt the Necromancer, I think I'm saying their name right, posted a sticker that says Hopi Boyo, and I was like, the boy.
Deploy the boy.
Look at him. Deploy the boy. Alright, time to launch up Project Wingman again. Lower down the graphics from Ultra, apparently. I did not realize I was running on Ultra. This is a laptop. It cannot handle that.
Lol.
Yes, and don't mind the audio in the background. That's my brother playing the new Space Marines update.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you hear him go, yeah! Yeah!
I've been thinking teammates who don't like.
Sector D23.
I kinda wanna fire up Animal Crossing again and work on my island some more, or at least get it prepared for Christmas, but nah.
Okay.
Render quality.
Your phone. Hand it over.
No. I've seen your Vox history, brother. I know what you've been searching up. No.
I mean, it's not exactly.
Now!
I mean, it's not exactly a secret that I look for spicy art of 2D from Gorillas. It's just not very fun.
Where was she going?
Just someone grabs your shoulder like, I know what you are. It's like, no, please, have mercy. Okay, so it all saved. Okay, so this time the laptop doesn't sound like a jet engine. Let's hope this runs.
Oh, that reminds me.
Okay, and I think
Dark as hell down here. Holy shit. Dude.
I apologize.
I think
I apologize if you hear any buzzing going on in the background because I just turned on a fan for my laptop.
you good. Yeah, we should probably go into this. I need to see if there's any controller support for Project Wingman. Yes, there is.
Placing the light on the altar.
Hell yeah.
And
Enable some input. If I remember correctly, the official one.
Oh my god, the kitty cat demands attention. I smooch him the baby head.
been a long way. I'm just playing this shit solo.
AFQ. Okay, let's try this out.
I'm fully expecting Twitch to just up and say, oh hey, you're playing Sonic music? Nice, I'll go ahead and take that, thank you very much.
It's like, but we're able to use Sonic music and anything. Nope, not in my neighborhood.
Not in this frickin' house! Not on this frickin' platform!
Hello. What are we doodling tonight?
So I'm working on some merch ideas. This is an Animal Crossing sticker.
Nice. Oh, fuck! You know what's funny? I've never. Okay, I guess this is self-admission hour. I've never actually played Animal Crossing, but I do remember when it got super popular during 2020. Yeah, I was. When I was still in a virus, a dreadful virus. But no, I remember someone in my class, because I learned animation, but someone made a meme. I think it was social. It might have been Twitter where they put it, but it was a joke saying like, "Oh, what if COVID is secretly just an excuse for us to get out of school and play Animal Crossing or something?"
It happened again.
Doesn't it get popular? I'm probably wrong about this. Does Animal Crossing get popular every like 5 or 4 years or something?
It kind of seems like that. I don't know how many other resident Animal Crossing players are in the server that are, you know, kind of the old guard, if you know what I'm saying.
The old
People
guard.
have played on since day one.
When this. Oh, didn't Animal Crossing come out like 2007 or something?
So the first Animal Crossing game came out on the Nintendo 64 in Japan, but generally regarded as having first released on the GameCube back in 2001.
Oh, wow! The game is old enough.
Yeah, it's a lot
to
older
vote.
than we think.
You know what it makes me think of? This isn't the same subject, but it kind of makes me think of how JoJo's Bizarro Adventure was like started in like maybe the 80s or 90s or something like that.
But it only
And
just now exploded in popularity.
yeah, it's really funny. But you know what? I'm beginning to think, because like, okay, this is going to sound really autistic, but
You were the first JoJo fans, but it was me, Dio.
no, because again, this will sound very nerdy and autistic, but there was that show from the creator of the Powerpuff Girls.
Greg McCracken?
Yeah, Wander Over Yonder, and it did have fans back when it came out, but I swear it was nowhere near as well known as it was later on social media, and people like began eating it up after a while, and I was like, where were y'all when the show was still going and before it got canceled?
Can we call them posers?
Poser. Yeah, posers. Oy vey.
You merely adopted the Wander Over Yonder. I was born in it, molded by it.
I was deadass. I still remember when that show was. Okay, in fairness, I'm so old. I saw Gravity Falls when it first premiered. That's how old I am.
I wasn't I don't remember being particularly interested in Gravity Falls. I think I was still going through my shitty 90s cartoons were better phase.
I've had phases like, not like that, but more so like, okay, I guess this is self-admission hour, but when that phase where you believe everyone says, like everyone you love says something that, like if the nostalgia critic or someone else said like, this movie fucking sucks, and you believe it sucks, but you don't actually watch it, and then years later you watch it and you're like, this isn't that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not worth like throwing a tantrum over or something.
Right. Like, and the thing is too that like back in the day, back when I started college, I did put some stock in stuff that Doug was saying because I mean he at least made a couple of good points. Keyword a couple, like there
actually,
I'll between us. Like, hold on,
Yeah.
He's on to something. Let him cook.
It,
But
Actually,
as I got
I'll-
older, like I still take some of those into account, but they've largely been shot in the foot because Doug
Yeah.
just cannot stay consistent on one thing or another.
It kind of makes me think of a lot of animation reviewers I watched back in the day. I'm not going to name names, but I've seen that a lot. I will say one thing that Doug did say that I still actually hold heart with, because my personal belief, even if you absolutely despise somebody, you should at least acknowledge when they bring up something or an opinion that even if you don't agree with, you can understand where they're coming from.
Right.
So I remember he said something along the lines of he would prefer it in media if something would take a risk and fail instead of playing it super safe and predictable and dull. Because even if the thing that takes a risk fails, the risk will leave somewhat of an impact.
Right,
And
and besides,
I've-
then someone could come back later and try it again, and then yeah.
I would even argue, because Henry Selick, the director of Nightmare Before Christmas and Coraline, he said something similar, like, in animation, the safest bet is to take a risk.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've thought about that ever since. Holy shit, you are right, dude. Sometimes it actually is a bigger risk to play it safe. Case in point, all the reboots and sequels we're getting that nobody asked for in Hollywood. But yeah, I don't really mess with too many movie and animation reviewers nowadays. I hate to admit it.
Yeah, it's either they end up shooting their credibility in the foot, or just something keeps going wrong.
Well,
And
that,
like,
but also...
and also, no one is the complete end-all, be-all of, having
No.
the final word on something.
Yeah.
Like, my opinion is the definitive one. Like, I don't even claim that about some of the stuff that I cover, and I always kind of have it. Like, I trust my audience to take on board that I might not know everything that I'm talking about. So,
Yeah. That's how I feel whenever I review a movie on Letterboxd or IMDb. I always try to, well, not like deliberately, but no matter what I review, I try to just make it my opinion first, and that's it. Not to say like, this is how I feel, this is how you should all feel. No, like if anything, I'm just sharing how I feel, and if somebody disagrees with my view but has a really good reason why, even if they don't have a good reason, I'm completely fine with their view, because at the end of the day, things can be enjoyed for a lot of different reasons. And like, just to give an example, this will be a bit of a hot take, but I hate Space Jam, the original movie. Like, I do not like it. But
well, I've never seen the original Space Jam, so I can't judge for it.
okay, well, I'll say this: I do completely understand why people enjoy it. If anything, like, my reasons for disliking it are more so, not even so much me being a Looney Tunes fan, but more so how it's just corporate commerce, and that's about it. Like, people shout on the sequel, which is probably worse, but my point is, like, if somebody genuinely enjoys it and it inspired them to do good in the world, more power to them, genuinely. Like, I would actually fight for someone right to say that the Felix the Cat movie got them through the depression, or Jack and Jill saved them from, high school or something, or
It was
something
it,
like
it was
that.
something that they turned to during high school, and my sister has the same with Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. So I'm not gonna dunk on her too much for that, but it's still so shittily written.
Yeah, I mean, half the stuff we grew up. Well, not half the stuff, but this is the other thing too, because I was telling him. Well, no, I was telling one of my best friends, look, I know you absolutely love Avatar, but it's not a perfect 100% flawless show. And she's like, yes, it is. And I'm like, okay, no argument meant here, because, I'm not even trying to start an argument. If anything, there's just a point where you can't really get through to somebody on some things, even if they acknowledge it over time. That's on them, but I don't want anyone to feel bad if they end up, not liking something as much as they did back then. It's it's totally okay to change your view, even if you still like something,
Yeah, what's something that I don't particularly think is all that great now, but I might end up liking it in the future. Or, actually, better example. You know how Jak 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, yeah?
No, I don't.
Well, now you do. kind of piggybacking off the last stream, but yeah, Jak 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. But when I was growing up, I kind of found myself at an impasse, because I'd gotten my hands on it for the first time in 4th grade and played it for quite a bit up until 5th grade. Now, granted, I wasn't all that good at video games, so I just kind of stuck around the first couple of levels in just any particular game that I played, and then I decided, you know what, I kind of want to explore more of this game. So
tis the way.
Yep, and so then as time goes on, it's you know what? I don't want to just master these particular levels that I'd only stick to as a kid. No, I want to play this whole game to 100% completion, or at least complete the main campaign.
And now you love it, so it's all that matters. I'm more of.
But where I was originally going with this is, at some point in 5th grade, I kind of found myself at an impasse, because I thought, you know what? I kind of have some mixed feelings on this game. I feel like I'm not enjoying it to the fullest, if that makes any sense. So.
No, absolutely.
So I put it away, and then when I was ready to face it again, because I was also interested in a lot of other things that were kind of cringe, even in 4th grade, but it's you know what? I think I'm ready to give this game another shot. So,
oh man, I am so. Before you continue,
go ahead.
I am so. You mentioned the 4th grade.
Yeah.
I am so glad. I'm so glad I didn't even know what Twitter was when I was in the 4th grade. I was too busy watching Looney Tunes cartoons and being a goofball.
Childhood well spent.
Yeah. Oh, and being the occasional Mario and Sonic fan.
Yep.
I'm actually thinking about that, because I'm more of a movie connoisseur than a video game connoisseur, but I do remember. So I'm trying to think of something that I got more into later on compared to when I was younger, but you know The Iron Giant, right? The movie?
Oh yeah. Absolute classic. 10 out of 10, will always watch.
See, that I do agree. However, and in fairness, I didn't grow up with it, and looking back, I sincerely regret that. decision. But it's not even that I never wanted to watch it. I just never had the opportunity. Like, I vaguely knew about it growing up. I just never saw it for the first time until I was like 15, 16. And when I saw it, I liked it. You know, and I was already familiar with Brad Bird's work. I mean, not just The Incredibles, but Ratatouille and the episodes of The Simpsons. Which is probably my favorite Pixar film, actually. Like, I'm not even kidding.
It's an
But
absolute masterpiece.
yeah, I have a story about that too. But before I get to there, so when I first saw The Iron Giant, I thought, you know, this is good, but you know, I didn't think too much of it. And even when I rewatched it afterwards, I was like, it's okay. But then when I was in college and I rewatched it and learned more about like the making of it and how Brad Bird based some of the film off of it, basically like partially made the film as a tribute to his late sister.
Yeah.
I
remember his thought process of what if a gun had feelings, or what if you gave feelings to a gun? It's like, and that's something that you don't really. That's something you don't really think about as a kid. Like, when you're a kid, you're just watching a fun movie about a boy and his robot. But when you grow up,
you realize
when you have a little bit more in terms of history to work with, you start realizing that there's a whole lot more going on, because this was taking place in the 50s, kind of bordering on the 60s, when the Cold War was really ramping up.
That's how Brad Bird pitched the film too. It's like, it's in the 50s and the Cold War's happening and there's rock and roll, man. That's my Brad Bird impression. But no, like, I ended up loving the movie after I finally gave it another proper chance, and now it's like an all-time favorite of mine. I love that some of the animators went on to work on the 10 out of 10 Hanukkah masterpiece, 8 Crazy Nights.
Lol.
Listen, it's a bad movie, but I kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for it. Not even just because it's one of the few Hanukkah movies out there, but you have to admire just how dedicated the crew and even Adam Sandler were to the film, even though it wasn't particularly good.
Like, it's fun to watch and razz with your friends, right?
Well, that, but also you gotta look at it and say, wow, these people animated genuine garbage. Like, they did a really good job animating a little old man getting covered in shit and then being frozen in the shit and reindeer eating the shit.
Oh my lord.
I know that's specific, but that's the fucking movie.
This movie is an experience.
Yes, it is. I would argue bad, like, horrible movies are just as beneficial as great movies. But, I want to share another thing about Ratatouille. Because you were mentioning how, like, you know, there comes a point where some online reviewers will get too far gone in their biases and shit.
Yeah.
Shea Frilla's actually mentioned this on, I think, Twitter. And I haven't used I haven't been on Twitter in years, and thank fucking God, but
I don't blame you. Twitter's a trash fire.
Yeah.
And it's just going down, down, down in flames.
Oh, yeah. Blue Sky is all I need. Well, that and the late studio, but anyway.
I could have sworn that some of Blue Sky also worked on Book of Life. I know it was a 20th Century Fox. No, was it? Okay.
No, that was Real Effects, the same studio that did Freebirds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I wasn't sure if it was Real Effects or Blue Sky, because they were both under the 20th Century Fox umbrella. So. Continue.
Yeah. I'm always gonna. No, well, and before I say anything, I'm always gonna call it Fox, no matter what, even though Disney will lynch me if I say otherwise. But. No. So, with Ratatouille, Shea Frilla's actually mentioned this, and I think his approach is something that people should really try more and more now. He mentioned he used to be a patron of what was his name? Joe Apocalypse. That's who. The YouTuber, the guy who did like
Yeah.
yeah,
The X reviewed in 10 seconds or less.
yeah. But he
And
said
also
that
the
like,
something about insert video game here. Wait.
oh
no,
yeah,
it's
that.
not the-
Well,
It's not something
It's-
about insert video game here. It's I guess video game in a nutshell.
oh yeah, because he also did like Adventure Time and Gravity Falls in a nutshell. But anyway, so he basically said when he was a patron for Joe Apocalypse, he said something along the lines of like one time Joe Apocalypse had a bit of a hissy fit and said like Ratatouille is a mediocre movie and I wish people would realize that. And he said that was actually a kind of a learning curve for him, because after that Shea Frillis thought to himself, you know what, I'm gonna let people form their own opinions. You know?
Yep.
I think that's perfect. Like, although, and I gotta say, like, nothing against anyone, but how sad of a human being do you have to be to want people to share your opinions on a fucking movie?
I mean, you gotta be pretty freaking sad. Well, either really sad, really unlikable, or a literal child.
Well, that too. Like,
Because-
I've learned.
Because at least with children, I can understand where that's coming from. They're kids.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
No, and having worked with children, that is completely reasonable, and you should not, in my opinion, like, okay, you should, put your foot down with a child if they're being too obnoxious about their opinions, but it's completely natural for them to say, like, what, you don't like Batman? But if it's a full-grown adult, kindly, as you yourself said, go kick a giant rock.
Yeah, go kick rocks. Go choke on a curling iron. Go cartwheel through traffic.
Go cartwheel through traffic. I love that. See,
Thank you.
okay,
I stole it from Razor Fist.
nice. You know what? I'll even say this. I'm not a fan at all of, even though this is an iconic movie in a lot of ways, I don't care for Blade Runner, and I just don't see the appeal in it. But I would much rather somebody enjoy it than for someone to say, like, what? You don't like that movie? Because truth be told, I don't think anyone's, at least as far as I know, very rarely have I ever encountered anyone who's, like, gunned me for disliking a movie. If anything, they're just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Unless, of course, that's not your case, and people have said, like, you don't like such and such? Really?
And like, I just know that every now and again I'm gonna make a mistake here and there, and if someone decides to call me out on it, point out, okay, so here's where I think you screwed up in this analysis. I don't think you needed to go this hard, but those are just the issues that I found with this video.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
I'm just sitting over here wondering what I did in my Rango response to make Alex the Critic make a 2-hour-long video responding to it.
Wait. So, just to
Yeah,
clarify,
this is the kind of terminally online stuff my detractors accuse me of. It's like, she made an hour-long video dissecting this half-hour video that Doug did. What a loser.
the lack of self-awareness and irony is so baffling, it's not even funny.
Like, it's palpable.
Like, good lord.
But then again, I don't really trust Alex to cover anything.
I don't even know who that guy is.
He's some literal who. he's supposedly some kind of reviewer, commentator, especially in the political space, which I prefer to stay. I prefer to stay apolitical. Like, I have my leanings, but where I can help it, I just rather not bring it into my spaces because politics are a dumpster fire.
Listen, there's as the old saying goes, there's the three things we never talk about are religion, money, and politics.
Yes.
As the last thing. You know what? That's another thing too, and I'm not going to name any specific people, but I have seen a lot of reviewers, actually not that many reviewers, but it's not even reviewers like being so adamantly like political or one thing. It's more so how they behave when people call them out. And at that point, it's like, dude, what are you doing? You can either be you can't be both what you set out to be, what people follow you for, and do something else. You can't do two things at the same time.
That's not
exactly.
How this works. That's not how any of this works.
No matter, I have tried as hard as I can anytime I've been on Facebook, of all places, to post positive shit, because there is just so much there's only so much negativity you can tolerate, and a lot of that comes from people who don't know how to filter themselves because of how bad things are. And I would rather just share something more, maybe not positive, but just something more like beneficial or enjoyable rather than something else.
It's basically, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just here to play video games, for God's sake. I'm just here to grill, for God's
sake. Literally. It's like, do you know that that animator Senor Palo?
Senor Palo? I'm familiar with him. I don't care for him, mostly because I don't find screaming funny.
That's completely fair. I'll just leave it that I think his video Totally Wrong is one of the funniest animations ever made on the internet. And a lot of what I mean, he pretty much summed up in that video. It's like, I just want to enjoy stuff. No, you're evil. Like, okay.
Let people have fun, damn it.
I was gonna say, yeah, Mindy Kaling, cough, cough. Yeah, I said it.
I really don't know what her issue is that she decided, I'm gonna do this whole Scooby-Doo thing, and it's like, okay, and then it turns out it's literally just her barely disguised diary entries. It's like,
yeah.
Oh,
see, I'm really not like a fan who like, I have no interest in people arguing about, well, this ruined my childhood, this isn't like Scooby-Doo, all that stuff. Like, like I mentioned before, I don't like Space Jam, but I'm not one of these people
who's gonna ruin it for other people. It's like, hey, you like it, and I just can't get into it. Cool.
Yeah. But with like, but the more I realized this about Velma, it's not even just that it's like bad on it's a bad Scooby-Doo thing. There's just no enjoyment found in it. Like, I'm sure there were people behind it who had fun making it to some degree, but it really just comes off as someone who barely knows anything about the content that they're like rebooting and doesn't care. Yeah. It's like I would not be surprised.
Like, those reboots are the ones that always suck. And my go-to example is always going to be Powerpuff Girls 2016. Like, people behind the show did not care.
It's not even that it's not just that they didn't care. A lot of those, well, not a lot of them, but a good chunk of those people have just given me red flags. And I'm not talking about any specific people, but there's just some people who have worked on the show who have just given really, really bad vibes over the years.
Yeah,
and I'm realizing
it turned out the Julia Vickerman,
fuck her. I followed her Instagram back in the day, and then a year after following her, I learned about what is she being exposed to. I was like, nope, Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Good. Felicia, literally. But I will say though, because like you don't have to like what you're working on. At least show some. At least try to show you give a damn. Like this is going to sound like a very, very niche example, but have you ever heard of? It was the spinoff of Pinky and the Brain from Animaniacs and Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've only ever seen it covered on Mr. Enter's channel, and it's like,
Yeah.
wow, this was something.
Oh, Mr. Enter. That I don't even want to get into that. Mostly because I don't. Not even because I don't like the guy, but because I think he's been shat on enough. But I was just saying, I've seen some clips of the show, and I could tell, even though the people behind it did not want to work on it, they still put in a significant amount of effort into the content.
It's like
Like,
hey,
they made some-
we may not like this, but well, we're gonna give it our best anyway. We're Warner after.
Yeah.
We're Warner Brothers after.
Literally. Oh no, absolutely. Like and hey, like you'd be surprised like what content people didn't give a shit about while making, and it turned out to be like an animator on Disney's Beauty and the Beast actually said that like when they were making it, they didn't think it was going to be anything special. That they were like, it's just going to be a pot boiler, and then it was just a ginormous hit, and a lot of people don't realize.
And like Lion King was supposed to be their
Their B movie, yeah.
Their B movie, and Pocahontas was supposed to be the smash hit, and what do you know? There's a reason why no one likes talking about Pocahontas, even though you know.
Well, not.
I don't know. I'm just from the Colorado area. My dad's. I describe him as a bit of a mountain man, bit of a retired cowboy, because he grew up in
Nice.
he grew up in Grand Junction, so.
Nice. Are there a lot of potheads in your area because you're from Colorado?
No,
It's okay. There's
not in Craig. Craig is a more conservative mountain town, even though there are
I
dispensaries
see.
up there. But like, if you want to go to like
Yeah.
all the Stonervilles, go to Denver, go to Steamboat, especially
Yeah.
because it's a ski town, man.
Nice, dude. No, I only mention that because, like, my home state of New Jersey legalized marijuana years ago. It's happened many times. I've, like, walked to my parents' house at night, and from neighboring households, I'll just smell weed.
Bruh.
It's just funny, honestly. But yeah, Disney's Pocahontas, no thank you. I did actually see the singing voice of Pocahontas at Baltimore Comic-Con. She was great. She was a lot of fun to listen to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she actually mentioned that, before they cast Irene Bedard, I think was the voice of Pocahontas. Like, she was the only person they had in mind at first because, you know, at that point, Pocahontas was in the pre-production stages. And then as soon as they finalized everything, they said, we still want you to be the singing voice, but we want Pocahontas to, in general, be voiced by, you know, in a person of indigenous American descent. Right. So, you know, good on that.
And I think it was kind of neat that they got Bo Burnham, I believe it was Bo Burnham, to voice Wounded Bird in Rango, even though the Crow people and the Comanche people are two entirely different tribes. And I've even had some indigenous folks in the comments section say, you know what? I find it kind of interesting that Rango unintentionally set a slur, because okay, the thing with slurs is I'm not entirely out of the loop unless they're extremely obvious ones that like everyone's looking at funny, and also because on the other end of the scale you get people claiming that everything is, and it's like, Ugh. Oh, okay. That is
well-
too many logistics. But anyway, to get to the point, they noted that they thought it was actually kind of cute that Rango unintentionally using the word engine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but when he was talking to Wounded Bird for the first time, he, the ingenuity pun, and then he realized what he said, and then he said no offense. Meanwhile, Doug Walker just up and said the slur.
Kiss my ass, Doug. Wash your mouth out and then kiss it again.
Wash your mouth out with soap.
What was the character's name you mentioned who was voiced by Bo Burnham?
The character's name is Wounded Bird. He's the literal pro-Indian.
No. The guy who voiced him, it says, is Gil Birmingham.
Gil Birmingham. I am so sorry. Yeah, Gil.
No. It's okay. But if it makes you feel better, the guy.
I don't know why I was thinking.
It's because he's everyone's favorite white boy. But no. So Gil Birmingham is of. I'm probably gonna fuck up the pronunciation, but he's of Comanche and Spanish descent. Comanche, thank you. He is indigenous, so that was good on the filmmakers of Rango at the very, very least. Man, Gore Verbinski was like at the top of the game at one point. He hasn't made a movie in years, but he is coming out with another one next year, so we'll see how that goes.
Yep. I mean, he did the first 3 Pirates movies, which, well, the sea can tell you about those.
No, I grew up on them. I enjoy them. He made a movie called Mouse Hunt, which I've never seen, but I really want to check out at some point.
I actually have that on VHS at my dad's house, but I've never really watched it.
Well, there's a time for everything.
Yep.
Is there a film? Is there something that you have to check out, whether it's a video game, a movie, or whatever? You still haven't watched it, and anytime you mention that to people, they're just like, "Girl, you need to fix that."
Like, I have an entire freaking bucket list. Like, I still need to watch
Same.
Naruto. I still
yes, you do.
need to watch.
Oh, hey there, Puzzled Penguin, I think.
Hello, Penguin.
Well, anyway, you were saying.
So I still have yet to watch JoJo's. I still have to watch Encanto.
Yeah, I need to watch Demon Slayer. That's on me.
Yeah.
What's something? Yeah, this is gonna sound so specific, but this year I finally watched the original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I mentioned that because beforehand, like 2 years ago, the only Predator movie I'd ever seen was that prequel, Prey. Yeah. Well, and I mentioned that because I mentioned that too at the time, they told me you need to fix that. I was like, yeah, I know. And it was pretty good. I don't watch action movies much of the time; they're just not my thing. But Predator was pretty good. Can't go wrong with Arnold. Can't go wrong with everyone's favorite Austrian punching bag.
And like, there's even a number of westerns that I need to watch. And I say that it's kind of silly because my dad has an entire collection of westerns, and yet here I am just sleeping on them.
You know, we have we don't have that much time to do everything in the world. Mm-hmm. People need to calm down and let us get to fucking Citizen Kane, The Godfather.
The Godfather
I don't
is
know.
also on the bucket list.
Yeah, but point is, they need to let us get to these things in our own time. Because if you force somebody to watch The Godfather immediately, they're not going to have a good time. You have to get into the right mood with, I would argue, a majority of content, honestly.
Yep. And then there are cases like freaking Hell of a Boss where everyone keeps screaming, "Oh, just be patient! Just be patient!
Yeah.
They're going to explain it soon. Just be patient." And meanwhile, I'm just looking back at everything leading up to this point as like, they had better be cooking up some Homestuck level non-linear storytelling to pull this off, because I am
not even that. Not even that. If somebody keeps telling you that and you just don't enjoy it for what it is, then no amount of like, you only watched the first season of Steven Universe, watch the rest. I don't like it. Like, no amount of that is going to convince them to actually enjoy it if they did not have any good impressions. Period. Yeah. I'll watch Hell of a Boss if I'm with a friend or something. I just have zero fucking interest in the content at this point. Nothing against anybody working on the show. It's just not really my thing anymore.
Yeah, it basically went from The Office, but in hell, as we followed a bunch of ragtags going up to the human world and filling out Hitman commissions to...
Which I wish they had just stayed with.
Yeah, they should have stayed with that, because it really gave me all the Invader Zim vibes. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm here for it. And then it became
Literally.
It became every single 14-year-old girl's Bakugo X Deku fanfiction.
I mean, if
no,
we're gonna...
No, I think Black Butler fanfiction would be closer in description.
I mean...
I don't know, I haven't seen Black Butler, don't attack me.
I haven't either, but if we're gonna be honest, that's... You know what? I'm gonna say it. That's Vivzy Pop in a nutshell. Boom. Yeah, I said it.
It's basically, fuck you, I'm with the Yowies.
Literally. You know, if you're making something that only you enjoy, like, you should always please yourself first before you please your audience. But if what you're making is primarily made for you and people have legitimate like questions or criticism to give it, and you just respond with, "Oh, well, you just don't get it," it's like, okay, fuck off. Like, I remember American Psycho with Christian Bale. That's based on a book, and I'm sure the novel is really good, but the author the author behind the book, and in fairness, I don't think he entirely meant this. And I think he had every reason to be critical of the movie. You know, it's not his take and blah, 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 whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think he said something along the lines of, like, because the movie was directed by a woman, Mary Harron, and he said, like, "Oh, a woman doesn't understand the point of view in this." And I'm like, okay, fuck you, asshole. I'm never reading your book then.
Yeah. Like, I'm not so much bothered by that. It's just... Bruh, yeah. You probably got some issues to sort out, but it's like, that's none of my business.
Well, I don't know. If you have to resort to claims like that, it doesn't make you look good, in my opinion.
Right, and Alex, in his 2-hour-long response, actually resorted to those tactics. It's like,
oh God.
It's like, so let me get this straight. You take issue with this strictly because I'm a lady.
Literally.
Given that you're insinuating that I'm only mad at Doug because it's that time of the month. Get fucked. You've probably never touched a woman other than your own mother.
Even then, that's debatable. He probably has mommy issues. As someone who is a self-admitted mama's boy, any man who does not have a good relationship with their mother is a yellow flag to me, if not a red flag.
I'd say it's a full-on red flag.
Yeah. Well, only I say yellow flag if like the mother in question is like a really bad person. But yeah, like for the most part, you're right. It is a red flag.
Like, that's the one exception. That's the one benefit of the doubt. It's like, something isn't Kino here, but
Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, any man who claims to like have like, oh, I fucking hate my mom, and they're like the most misogynistic pricks ever. Go away.
yeah, and mind you, I'm not one of those kinds of gals that'll just claim that even just merely claiming that I'm having an off day is, it's like, hey, you're having a bit of an off day. Ugh, what a sexist pig. No. It's like, you know what? I think that person might have a point. I might be having a bit of an off day.
Yeah, you got me there. I was just thinking of something actually of someone. Oh, you know what? Because like what we mentioned about like fucking that Alex guy or the author of American Psycho. It kind of makes me think of. Do you know who Todd Phillips is? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think I do.
He's most well known for movies, Old School, and The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Like he directed those movies. That's a no-go.
Anyway, I guess continue on. What's the meat of what you're getting at?
I know it sounds like it's a non sequitur, but I'm just thinking of like, it's, even if I get where you're coming from, I just think there's a better way of how you can phrase it. I remember he said, actually, I think I can pull up the quote, because Joker was kind of a different step from his normal like stupid comedies and shit. Mm-hmm. But because like that movie is more of like a psychological drama, and you know it's a fucking Batman movie, obviously. Yeah, well, not really, but.
And of course, the news media sure tried to get everyone to think that, oh my god, it's going to lead to a revolution of the Untouchables, and it's like, actually no.
Yeah, people were so paranoid.
Yeah, the reason why people like it, and the reason why the news just kind of keeps egging at least one person off their rocker to do a boogaloo, is because they kind of need their bias against the working class proven.
Plus, they gotta meet quotas, and they're like, shit, we need to make a deadline now. Like, what do we do? Joker! You know? But no, so Todd Phillips, this is what Todd Phillips said about the aftermath of like, the Joker's release. He said that he had stopped making comedy films because of, and this is all in quotes, the backlash of woke culture. And this is what he also said. Go try to be funny nowadays. There were articles written about why comedies don't work anymore. I'll tell you why. Because all the fucking funny guys are like, fuck this shit because I don't want to offend you. It's hard to argue with 30 million people on Twitter.
And again, I can.
Sorry, you were saying.
I can see where someone's coming from, but at the same time.
Oh, same.
I understand that comedy, it's gonna vary from person to person. It's always gonna be your mileage may vary area. Some people are gonna laugh their ass off at one thing. Some people will laugh their ass off at other things, and then you have basically the fun police.
Literally.
Where no matter where no matter what, it could be like the most vanilla joke ever, and they'll still claim you can't make that joke.
Well, that's just TV executives in a nutshell. But my point is, like, I completely get where he's coming from. My thing is, I don't know, like, with all due respect, Todd, your movies aren't funny. Boom, I said it. Yeah, The Hangover's not funny. Oh no, it's really not. But no, my point is, like, all the fucking funny guys are like, fuck this, we don't want to offend people. The same year Joker came out, Taika Waititi made Jojo Rabbit where he played Hitler. And that movie did well, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't know.
Well, I do, but it just makes me it just seems like kind of a childish way to say, like, oh, I was getting tired of doing comedies, and so I wanted to try something different, you know?
Yeah.
But whatever, like, I don't know him, and I don't really...
Yeah. And
I
of
don't
course,
care.
anything by Vivzy Pop is just safe edgy. To the point where
You're
to the
right.
point where it's more like a pizza cutter. Like at least with Brandon Rogers' older stuff, it's not for everyone. You might go to hell for laughing at it, but
Oh, I am.
but there was no but he had no filter, and a lot of people, hey, they found that funny.
Exactly. Well, you mentioned, like, Vivzy Pop stuff is, like, edgy with, like, safe edgy.
So
That-
it's
oh my
basic-
God.
It's basically 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog. We want
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
edgy,
yeah, that's
but,
what I
but
mean.
not too edgy.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. Like, people
I would
respond
say that
more...
Shadow the Hedgehog is edgier and had more. Okay, I guess more stones, bigger stones to do what it wanted to try and accomplish. Like Sega had no idea what they were doing, and this was also this was also, and I'm not kidding about this. During development of Sonic Heroes, Takashi Iizuka overworked himself to hospitalization, and while he was in recovery, he would play Jak 2, Sly Cooper, all that, and he thought, we should make a Sonic game along these lines.
Nice. Hey, it can work. That can work sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, you know what? I think there's value in making something so edgy that people are like, I hate this, but I'm fascinated by it at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, if people want a good example of that, then they need to look at, like, the early films of John Waters or, I don't know, fucking Freddy Got Fingered, which is a horrible movie, but that's the fucking point, you know?
Kiara,
I think that movie's a masterpiece. Anyway.
Yeah. And also, I've seen a couple live action adult comedies all the way through. I do not care for Bad Teacher starring Cameron Diaz, but I found Let's Be Cops absolutely hilarious.
Nice. I've never even seen Bad Teacher. I just remember a movie poster of it back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And then
And
then from the 80s, I've seen Captain Ron, Crocodile Dundee. I'm not even sure if Crocodile Dundee counts as a comedy, but I liked it.
Man. I mean, if you're talking about, like, edgy comedies back in the day, fucking, what is it? Just watch National Lampoon's Animal House and then see, like, what movies are edgier compared to that, because that film, oh boy. When I say there's stuff in that you cannot do nowadays, like, that whole movie could not be made nowadays.
In fact, Cinematic Venom even made this point about Blazing Saddles in his initial review, and I guess in a follow-up video called The Downfall of Change the Channel. Given these societal changes that were already going on at the time that Blazing Saddles was filmed, you could
Yeah.
argue that it would have been a lot that there could have been a way to make Blazing Saddles today. It's just that legit.
Yeah.
If you think about it hard enough, making it in the 70s was far more insensitive than it would be today. Because
You're right.
it's like,
You're right.
you know what? That is a very interesting. That's a very interesting observation. That's noted.
Oh yeah.
I will note that.
It's kind of, so by that logic, and this isn't a comedy. This is more of like a horror movie. But would it be the same logic as people who could understand why back in the day The Exorcist was such a frightening movie, but nowadays is just kind of like like
It's
not
just
so much
so
to other
rudimentary.
people. Yeah. Like
I believe TV Tropes
like-
even has something to describe that. It's called Seinfeld Isn't Funny.
which they're wrong, but I can see what they mean. Okay, no, they're not objectively wrong. I'm just kidding, but they have
Yeah.
a point.
But there's a reason why it's usually listed under the Your Mileage May Vary pages for anything out there. If it has a Your Mileage May Vary page for it, and it's something that's probably been around for a while, it's bound to have a Seinfeld is Unfunny page.
Makes sense. Just trying to think of like other examples. Hey, that looks really good. Nice job.
It's coming along
Yeah.
nice. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to cover it with an assortment of weeds.
Nice. Get the weed out, man. Well,
okay. So in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can sell clumps of weeds for 20 bells each.
Mm.
And then someone realized, oh my god. No, wait, no. It's for 10 bells per clump of weeds. It's Leaf who will give you twice that amount. So, guess what happens when you sell Timmy and Tommy, mind you, characters that are children, if you give them 42 weeds, how much are you selling them for?
$1 million.
You're selling them for 420 bells.
Oh no!
420 bells for 42 clumps of weeds.
Oh
To
boy,
the point
no
that a
thank
lot
you.
of parenting groups got really mad at all this. It's like, what are you teaching my children? Why are your children playing with adults?
Yeah. I don't get parents. For some reason, I'm trying to think of movies that I don't like that everyone else loves, and movies I like that everyone else hates.
I will always have a soft spot for the Aristocats. People can fight me.
Kind of like that movie. Like I liked it more when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember like at one point when I was older being kind of critical of it, but I look back at it and I'm like, it's harmless. It's fine. Like for the first Disney movie made without Walt's involvement beyond like early development stages, it could have been far, far worse. Plus, if anything, I will watch it for the dogs, and everybody wants to be a cat. I actually do listen to that song a lot, like a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, maybe I'm secretly a furry.
Hmm.
I mean, fuck it, I could be. I don't care.
I mean, Spaceboy CT isn't beating those allegations with how much he wants to Wine and
I don't
Dine, the bad guys.
I don't even know who that guy. Oh, the guy in your server. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's.
I got confused. No, nah. Let him enjoy what he wants. He's not hurting anybody.
Right. Though,
Look,
at least when it comes to his creative endeavors, I'm a little bit concerned because he's talking about getting all these voice actors and wanting to have these certain directors on the project, and it's like,
yeah.
dude, you are literally just out of high school. Are you
Yeah.
sure that Brad Bird has not blocked you yet from how many requests you've sent in, because you're probably making somebody uncomfortable?
I was gonna say that's another thing. You have to not against him. You need to be very careful how you approach people. You can't just I've had that problem too, where I've usually been pretty shy with like people I've friended on Facebook who have worked in animation, all that. But one thing I will never do is like constantly request them like just about anything, because they're human beings and they got their shit to do.
Constantly talking about trying to contact them, see if they can get something in the works together. It's like, buddy.
Yeah.
And then there's also regarding his creative process. The way I describe it is I like to describe it as being in a kitchen. You can have like the best ingredients, you can have the best kitchenware this side of any Michelin star restaurant. But if you don't know how to use that equipment, if you don't know how to pair your ingredients well, then you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, you gotta you need to set realistic goals. I remember when I was in college, this is when I was in high school too, but I had a friend. I'm not going to name him. I want to protect his privacy, but he was developing this insane crossover project that would have just been like, imagine Ready Player One before that the movie was even a thing, but even more but somehow even more bloated and impossible. And I don't even know if that's ever going to be a thing at this point, but I just remember thinking at the time, like, yeah, there's no way that this is ever, like, there's no way you're going to pitch this to a studio and they're going to say, yeah, let's just throw $1 million into it. No.
Like,
I mean, it could. Fuck it.
Hollywood
Anything is
incompetent,
possible.
but they at least have some standards. Keywords.
Well, yeah, well, no, they have to have a little bit of standards. Otherwise, like, they would just be green lighting everything, and that would be a bad idea.
Yeah. It's kind of like what happened with the Steam Greenlight stuff.
The what?
So, Steam used to have a system where they could
greenlight... Steam, sorry,
yeah,
continue.
that was kind of a shit show.
Oh, so they used to just greenlight, like, everything that people would pitch to them or something?
Yeah, to the point where it basically flooded the market with shovelware, glitches...
Yeah.
Just poorly made everything, rampant with copyright.
I mean, the Steam, they probably don't want to acknowledge it, but they were the home of the glorious masterpiece Hunt Down the Freeman.
Lol.
Yeah, fuck that shit. But yeah, like you need to put your foot down with some things. Like, some people might be upset that they don't get their project greenlit, but like a studio a studio can't just throw a shit ton of money at a project unless they know. And granted, nobody really knows how anything's going to turn out, but they'll greenlight something based on like the kind of value it has. And we can deny it all we want, but that's why they're greenlighting so many sequels and reboots and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I actually remember too. I knew someone back in the day who was like way too. Oh, no, not even that. I I collaborate with a guy named Anthony's Animation Talk or channel. He's basically a guy on YouTube who is currently reviewing every Looney Tunes cartoon from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And something I will say this right now: Looney Tunes fans can be horrible. When I say horrible, like to the point where you genuinely have to wonder if they need like serious help and clearly need to get off the internet. But I just remember like he mentioned one person in particular like was just like the only time he's ever really had to block someone from YouTube because they were just they wouldn't take no for an answer, and they were asking like, "Oh, when are you gonna review this with so and so and blah blah blah?" And it's like, dude, enough, go away.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then earlier into yesterday's stream, like toward the start of it, I had to call Space out on a little vent rant about, you know, something that Shafe did, which let me put it this way. If something monetary was involved and Shafe didn't follow through on it, we'd be having a different conversation. That's
Right.
not what happened, so basically all Schaefer Ellis said is, well, if you guys really want me to talk about the bad guys, this isn't my cup of tea, but hey, get this second channel to a certain subscriber milestone and I'll do it.
That's just funny to me, honestly.
And then Space proceeds to go on a rant about how that's breaking fandom trust, and it's something to the effect of something Annoying Orange did, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, like what?
And like lawsuits and all that. It's like, what?
Yeah, like
Lawsuits
what?
over not following through on a freaking subscriber milestone. Not a monetary milestone, a subscriber.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Interesting. Yeah. I don't even want to harp on the guy. I don't even know him, but that is
Like, I don't want to
I think that's just
either. I know he's passionate.
Yeah.
It's just
You
really
need to be
concerning.
there's times when you do need a, and I've had this before too, you need a slap to reality sometimes. Oh well.
I thought I unfortunately had to be kind of the asshole during the production of that Lord English video when I basically laid out for him, dude, you can have the best ingredients and the best cookware in the world, but if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you are going to struggle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, you well, you see that a lot with people, but I just don't really bother with that. What's this next for your drawing? I know there's an apple and an orange. Is this like a plum or something?
A peach.
Or a peach. A peach, nice.
Yeah, that
Peaches.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
You know what? Before the Mario movie came out, I knew I already knew there were going to be a lot of people who were going to like shit on it no matter what. And my mindset was, look, even if the movie turns out to be a giant steaming turd, I'm going to watch it regardless because I just want to have a fun time.
Yeah, I just want
You
to
know?
have a fun time as well. And guess what?
Yeah.
We got a fun time.
Yeah, I think
Now we
I'll
just
say this,
lightly
you can-
brush this peach. Give it that
Nice.
radiance. Give it a
that is
happy little
that is
blush.
an appetizing peach right there.
Oh, and peaches are
But-
so fun to color with colored pencils too.
Ye-
Like you start
But, like-
really light with the lightest color, and then gradually just kind of massage in the darker color.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like I'm just thinking because I feel bad harping on him because he's such an easy target to criticize, but
Yeah,
I think your movie sucks. He went on like this whole spiel about what he means when he says this movie is for babies. And I think he was saying that about the Mario movie. And I'm like, dude, I understand where you're coming from, but why do you have to call anyone who likes the movie you don't like or whatever babies?
exactly.
Like that's just childish and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Nothing against your movie sucks. I just think the way
Not-
he
not the
phrases
best-
some of this.
Yeah, not the best way it was worded.
No, he's done that with like a lot of shit. Like he said, like, yeah, I don't like How to Train Your Dragon because the whole movie is just the dragon acting cute. No, it's not. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like,
Like, if you don't
did
like-
we watch the same movie? Nani? The
I was
fuck?
like if you don't like the movie, fine, but don't like have this thing. That's what a cynical, grumpy old man says, not some degenerate furry in their 30s. I don't know. My computer is heating up. Jesus Christ. Here, I'm gonna stop watching the stream. I think that'll tone it down a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry
That's fine.
sorry about that.
It's okay.
But yeah,
Let me change my music real quick. What other playlists do I have?
put on some Def Leppard. No. You gotta put on. Actually, nah, never mind. I was gonna say put on like Nostalgia Critic music.
Yo. Hang on. Let's open up Spotify. Hopefully, I don't get dinged. Actually, no. Let's not go to Spotify. Let's go to YouTube.
I'm just noticing now. I love that there's a channel in your Discord called Shit We Say.
Yep. It's for like some quotes that we've overheard or we've said, and it's like, oh, that's gonna be funny.
Oh, I got plenty of those off the top of my head. I don't. Here's a good one. I don't watch action movies because I don't have mommy issues. Oh! Quote me on that.
Oh my god.
That's a joke, obviously.
Screw it.
But-
Let's put on some Animal Crossing music.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna put on the music that plays during the first week of gameplay for Animal Crossing. This is basically the tutorial. This is basically the tutorial stage of Animal Crossing. It goes on for a full week, and then you get the hourly music, and most of it's just not that good. Can you hear it?
No. Although I'm not watching the stream. Do I have to hear it when I click on the stream, or?
I think you do.
Okay, I'll listen to it for a little bit. I just don't want my computer to overheat.
Okay.
There we go.
Of course, it should be. It should be on the Twitch playback though. So.
Well, I'm not on Twitch, so
Okay. Fair enough, but it's super relaxing.
Yeah. Nice. The portrait's looking pretty good.
There's the
Man, it is cold as it is so wet and rainy outside my house. Jesus Christ. Maryland is a beautiful state this time of year. Not.
I mean, you want to come to Wyoming? Might change your mind.
Oh, do you live in Wyoming?
Yep.
What's it like there, out of curiosity?
Dry.
Yes.
Okay, it's not Texas dry, but it's really
Well, it's-
empty. There's a lot
well,
of
it's up
grassland. There's the mountains to the west. We've got a giant volcano.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what Yellowstone is. It's just this giant volcano.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know what? Fuck it. I might go to Wyoming at some point. Why? I don't even know.
It's just gorgeous up here. Like, if you really like all the outdoorsy stuff, we got you covered.
I do. I want to go on more nature walks. I don't like always staying in on inside and shit, but
You yearn to touch grass.
I do. I yearn to touch grass and be with a man or woman of nature. Deadass. I think my penultimate goal for retirement is to live in a nearby cabin in a woods. And when I say nearby cabin, like it's near the city and a town, but like kind of near the woods. And I just retire there with my wife or husband.
Yeah. So just kind of have your nice little cabin in the woods, in a nice mountain town, well, or just on the outskirts of a nice mountain town.
Something like that. Feels good to be single. But yeah, that'd be fun.
This will be fun. Let's try this.
You know what? Just for the fun of it, I love asking. I love asking people this question, at least when I like get to know them more. But what are 3 of your favorite foods?
Ooh, 3 of my favorite foods. That's a good one.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be anything big, just like anything off the top of your head.
Let's see. Off the top of my head, I enjoy me a nice lasagna.
Nice.
I really like salmon in all forms.
Yes! Oh, I love salmon.
It's so good and it's so versatile. You can grill it, you can smoke it, you can eat it raw.
You can probably... I think deep fried salmon would be interesting, but I could see that not being as good. But what do I know?
Yeah, because salmon's already kind of a fattier fish, so...
Yeah. So fucking good, though.
It is.
That was 2.
And third one...
if you're stumped, I can tag in and share mine.
Let's see. I guess for a third one, I'm gonna put down anything with sweet potatoes.
Oh, nice. I'm not the biggest sweet potato fan, but I have had variations of it at times, and they're pretty good when they're stylized, I guess. But as for me, sand, rocks, and paint. No, I'm kidding. No. In actuality, I usually say roasted chicken with potatoes, pepperoni pizza, and I don't know, shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie is delicious too.
Don't get store-bought shepherd's pie. It's nowhere near as good.
Noted. Yeah, I don't know what it is about all the store-bought stuff, but it's just... I mean, other than all the artificial ingredients.
Yeah. I think if there's one food I think I would be completely okay just getting rid of altogether, and no offense if you enjoy this, beets.
Well, I've never
'Cause
had
they're good.
beets, so...
Yeah. No, they're good
not
for a
too
lot
fond
of
of
things,
beets.
but... Yeah. Well, they're really good to an extent, but God, when you eat them on their own, they're so... Ugh.
So
No.
boring, just...
They have no taste, and they make you... I don't know. It's
And then
It's hard
they
to
turn your
say.
pea red.
They do! They do. They fucking do. But, yeah. There's a lot of different foods out there. Is there any food where you're just like, you know what, we don't need this anymore? It's that bad?
Let's see. I guess for foods that I cannot stand.
Yeah.
With shrimp, it's mostly a texture thing. But if you cook it up right, hey, I'll eat it. I really dislike canned mushrooms. They're just they're just so slimy.
Yeah, I've never had canned mushrooms. I like mushrooms when they're cooked a certain way, but
Yeah.
it does depend on
It also
how it
depends
goes
on the
down, I guess.
kind of mushroom too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I could do like fresh mushrooms or like nice crispy mushrooms in a stir fry or on top of pizza.
Mm.
But like you put it in my chili and we're gonna fight.
Please don't fight anyone who does that. Just kindly flick them on the nose. That'll get them to stop.
Let's see here. I've also had elk heart. It's kind of an interesting texture, but you marinate that in some choke cherry wine, and then toss it with some flour and some salt and pepper, and fry it up with a little bit of olive oil. It's pretty good like that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yep. I think probably the best way
Yep.
to go with that is if you want to have some of that with some eggs for breakfast, then there you go.
Yeah.
There's you a nice protein-packed meal.
I just love omelets. Fuck it. I love me an omelet. What's it called?
All it is elk heart. It's literally what it is. It's a kind of
Elk heart.
Yeah, just a literal heart of an elk.
Nice.
It,
You know what?
and then I also, gave liver another shot. It's kind of in the similar ballpark for texture, but I just I just don't care
Yeah.
for it as much. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I think I've eaten duck's liver once or something else. It was fine, but I'm thinking you have to be in the right mood to even eat that shit.
Yeah.
You know what? I guess another go-to meal for me would be like putting rice in a bowl and adding like some kind of protein to it, like chicken or fish or something.
So, I'm probably gonna butcher that, but there's gyudon, which is a beef bowl,
Oh yeah.
and then there's also poke, which is basically
Oh, yeah.
a rice bowl with raw fish, typically ahi tuna, but
Yeah.
you can also
I've
go with
worked
some
in a-
salmon.
Well, I worked in a Korean restaurant, a Korean Japanese restaurant, and they had like some amazing poke bowls.
There's a ramen shop in the mall in downtown. Well, I wouldn't even say downtown, but it's called Honolulu Poke and Ramen.
Nice. That sounds delicious.
Yep, they got ramen, they got poke.
My brain died. I was thinking of something else, but think I vaguely remember I've had snake before. Not like as a meal, but like I've tasted it before.
You've
It was
tried
alright.
steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, steak is on my bucket list of things to try.
You know what? Share a few things off your bucket list. I'll see if I've had them or not.
Let's see. I know I've said that I wanted to try snake. I want to try alligator.
Oh, same. I really want to try that. It's very gamey from what I've heard, but I would love to try it either way.
I'd probably like to at least try eel, some smoked eel.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
I've
A,
had
it's fish.
unagi. It's, what? Sorry?
It's a kind of fish, so, hey.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I want to try someday?
What?
Potatoes and molasses.
Potatoes and molasses.
You don't know what that's a reference to?
Would that be from Over the Garden Wall?
See.
That was-
If it's at look, if I don't think I've ever even had molasses, but that considering it's a syrup, it would probably taste really good with bland mashed potatoes.
It would. I use molasses a lot in baking, especially like for gingerbread cookies.
Now I'm hungry again. I spent like 30 minutes a few hours ago making wings and prosciutto, and now we're back talking about molasses. You know what? A place on my bucket list I really want to visit, like not even food, like, but as far as like places I want to visit,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to visit Ireland.
I have Scotland on my bucket list.
Scotland sounds fun too. Ireland just
Not
calls
only-
me for some reason.
Yeah, Scotland, not only can I claim heritage on my dad's side in that area, but also because it's pretty much one of the basic geology areas. We have Hutton's front. We have Hutton's land.
Can you do a Scottish accent?
probably gonna suck, but
Give it a try.
why do folk always ask baby stupid shit like, "Ay, you're getting big, aren't you?" As if the wee bit's gonna be like, "Ay, Moria, you're spot on. I'm on the protein."
How you doing that? That's awesome.
Scottish Twitter is something else, man.
Oh boy. I wonder if is there a Russian Twitter? I only asked that because I'm of Russian descent. Well, Russian Jewish descent, but still. We do not care for this so-called Twitter. What we instead go on is Tumblr.
And see, like the thing is with Scottish Twitter, like they will actually type it out phonetically, like how they'd actually pronounce it.
There's a recent movie that came out called Honora with Mikey Madison, and a good chunk of the cast were also Russian themselves, but like not only like the language, but the words were just so spot on, as batshit unhinged as that movie was. Now I want to try haggis because you mentioned Scotland.
Yeah, I think I'm legally obligated to try haggis, even though just the thought
Yeah.
that it's pretty unappealing. It's like,
Yeah, it's sheep stomach. I'm like, I don't know, but might as well try it.
Yep.
I've been to the Holy Land and eaten shawarma. The least I can do is go to Scotland and try haggis, or go to Ireland and eat. I don't know what their delicacy is, but some kind of delicacy. I've been to Italy before. That's a beautiful country.
I would bet.
I'm trying to think. Okay, wait. I just thought of something just now. You know how like people make poke fun at Doug Walker being like, he's complaining about how Greece looks in Hercules. Like,
Yeah.
imagine if he watched fucking Luca and he hated how Italy looks, and he was like, "It's the Roman Colosseum. What the fuck?" It's like, fuck off. That would just be funny at that point, though.
Pesh off.
Pesh off, yeah. But all jokes aside, like Italy is a phenomenal country. They have some of the best cuisine and some of the best sights out there. A lot of straight people, though. Didn't see too many queer people, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and BD.
Yep.
It's like,
Man,
yep, we Italian.
pretty much.
And then my sister's been to France for a school trip.
Oh, nice.
She liked it over there.
Yeah.
And she's
I-
got a pen pal that she talks to regularly. So
Nice. I almost went to France, but then COVID happened.
yeah. Well,
But at the same time,
of course, it's not a different country, but you know, it's so different from the mainland. Hawaii is gorgeous. I would
love
were
to
over
visit-
on the island of Kauai back in February. Oh my god, it was so beautiful over there.
I'd love to check it out at some point.
Yeah, on my bucket list is the Big Island, because that's where the volcano is. Because the way that the Hawaiian hotspot works is you have this plume, right? And that's what feeds the volcanic system of Hawaii. And so as the plate moves over that hot spot, it just drags the island with it. So as it gets further and further away from the plume that feeds it, the volcanism starts dying off on that particular island, a new island forms, and then that becomes the hub of volcanic activity, and so on and so forth.
That's awesome.
I guess you could say geology rocks.
Eh. I'm thinking of places to travel back in time to. Honestly, the only thing I would ever travel back in time to check out would be when Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out in 1988.
Oh, like
just to see that fucking movie in the theater because I love it so goddamn much.
why? Because Disney won't re-release it in theaters because animation is for babies. Well, screw you,
No, it's
Disney.
not.
Animation's
No,
what got
it's
you on
not
the
even.
map.
It's not even that. The rights of the movie are a mess. So yeah,
Because wasn't it
they can't
handled-
even.
I was gonna say, is it because Touchstone was involved? And I thought, oh no, it's actually because they've got all these
Yeah.
they've got all these cartoons that they've had to get a hold of.
Well,
for
not
permission
even-
to use for this film.
it's not even really that. I think it's just more so because it's tangled up with Amblin and Disney. Because it was a collaboration with them both, and
Yeah.
they can't just re-release it like that, which is stupid, and I wish they fucking would. I love seeing revivals in theaters, like older re-releases of movies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you could travel, you know what? If you had the chance to travel back to a year before you were born for something as like simple as what I mentioned, like what would it be?
I guess to see what all the hubbub was about when Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles came out.
Ooh, that'd actually be kind of interesting. I'd actually be curious to see what it was like when the Nintendo Entertainment System was brand new.
So you're like from the 80s.
Oh, the 80s. What a time.
Yep.
I'm not going to speak super loud because one of my roommates is trying to sleep, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably also travel back in time to when the Beatles' Yellow Submarine first came out.
Huh.
Or really just any movie that was popular back in the day because people went to see it stoned. It was a different time.
Yep.
I actually have a book. It's like a movie guide on movies to watch stoned. It's not what you think though, because they have classic movies in there too, like The Wizard of Oz, I think, is in there. The Graduate, a lot of other shit, but it's perfect. It's a perfect guide.
I think the only time that I've watched something while high is the one and only time that I've done a weed gummy.
Oh, I've done those quite a few times.
And so not only did I notice that I had really good, really relaxed control over my pencil when I decided, you know what, I should draw something while the effects are still
Yeah.
active.
You must have had a sativa gummy then, because that makes
It
you
was
really
actually-
focused.
It it was actually a hybrid because the high was really
Mm.
underwhelming. I overanalyzed the heck out of some episodes of Sonic Underground, which I think it's just funny.
Oh, Sonic
But-
Underground.
But like the initial high, I thought it was pretty disappointing. But man, that was the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life.
Oh yeah, I've had those before, but
Like I woke up feeling
Actually-
like $1,000,000. It's like, wow, that was amazing. Why does Wyoming want to keep this illegal again?
because they're idiots.
I mean, we're pretty much a really uber conservative cowboy state, ranching, all that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel like honestly, most people who are against weed haven't actually calmed down in their lives.
I think you might be
But,
onto something.
No, if you think about it, I always say the world would be a little less chaotic if more people got stoned at least once in their life. Now, I'm not saying I recommend it, but I think that would be beneficial.
Mhm.
I'll share one high story and then I'm gonna call it a night because I am tired.
Okay.
But it's not even that funny of a story. It was just on 4/20, 2023, I went to see the movie Suzume in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a lot of fun, but I remember after watching it, I kind of forgot about it, but anytime I needed to remember the movie, I just remembered, oh wait, there was a talking chair in that movie. It was pretty funny. You know what? One more.
Okay.
But it was so silly. I just remember I was watching like some horror movie stoned. It was Feliday, the movie about the cats.
Oh
The
dear.
yeah, I watched that stoned and it freaked me the fuck out. But I later because I didn't finish it when I was stoned. I finished it afterwards, but I remember looking back at when I was watching it stoned and thinking, so is this what people would imagine this movie would be like if it was not played super straightforward or something like that? But it was a fun time. Anyway, this was fun, but I gotta hit the sack.
All right.
I got a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon I want to make on TikTok, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Meanwhile,
And good luck with.
I'm probably gonna be drawing weeds for a while.
Go for it. Go for the weeds.
But I at least
All right.
know that this sticker design is gonna be a hit because I showed the sketch stage in
Yeah.
some servers, and I got a couple of comments going, "I feel called out. I'll take 20 of them."
Man, now I'm interested in these weeds, but we'll do that another time.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Alrighty. Have a good night, Zara.
You too.
What's kitty cat? What's kitty girl? Kitty girl.
You like jazz? Alcohol marker. Gosh, there it is. 15. And of course, me being funny, that Gorillaz song is 4 minutes and 13 seconds long. Ha.
What, Kiara? What? What does the fussy girl want? Are you being a fussy girl? Are you being a fussy kitty?
Close enough. My moon signs, Gemini. Oops.
Fluffy. Fluffy kitty cat. Fluffy kitty butt. Me proceeds to try and draw the exact same symbol several times. That looks good enough.
probably telling me to go to bed because I got cookies to bake in the morning. Little lady, knock it off. So the story behind this design is I got an idea for a die-struck pin from Stitched by Starlight because at Compass Comic-Con on Sunday I decided to cosplay as Dark Strider, and end of the event, I'm chatting with the organizers, thanking them for putting this together, making sure everything goes smoothly, giving each other our parting compliments. And the gal from Stitched by Starlight said that she never got into Homestuck, but she then said, "Thank you for keeping Homestuck alive." So I thought that would make interesting metal. So, here we are. probably touch that up in the morning, but it looks pretty nice. Looks very nice. So, thank you to everyone who decided to come by or check this out the next day. So, I'll leave you with that. Hope you guys have a good night, and I am sorry for all the spazzing that Metabang did every time I had to switch windows. It just does not do well when I'm trying to stream. So, thank you and good night.